All right, now we're gonna move back to the NFL. It's week 6. You know we do this every Friday. We got the action coming up. Early game on Sunday. Want to make sure I say Miami Dolphins at the Jaguars, 9:30 on CBS. That game will be in London. So with that said, Jay, what other games on the schedule that you looking forward to watching?
No, you meant to say what games because that's certainly not one of them. This is second straight week that I've got the London game on snooze alert. Look, if you're going out Saturday night and you're having fun, you're having partaking in some adult beverages, I'll say, don't feel bad. You can sleep it off. Get some sleep, reset it, and you come back at 1 o'clock and maybe get on some of the Chargers Ravens action. But I'll leave that for Drink. He's got that one marked. So yeah, I'm not. I may end up watching a little bit of Dolphins Jaguars, but maybe I'll sleep in a little bit. Anyway, I'm looking at as far as the 1 o'clock slate, this might be one that's flying under the radar. But I think the Kansas City Chiefs at 2-3. I think it's about that time that we start seeing some things from them. And by things, I mean less lackluster performance, because we're seeing a whole bunch of nonsense from them. Patrick Mahomes, he's got 6 interceptions so far this year through 5 games. That's just unlike Patrick Mahomes. I think they need a little bit more from receivers not named Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Clyde Edwards-Helaire being out, that's going to be a challenge. But they are playing the football team, the Washington football team. So, that should be somewhat beneficial. They're not the most explosive team, on the face of the earth. They're going to be missing quite a few pieces. It's Taylor Heineke. They should be able to, this should be one of those games I look at and like they should be able to get healthy, reset, get back to the fundamentals, and just go out there and play, because they're obviously capable of playing a lot better than what they played so far. And it's a long season. The Chiefs are capable of getting hot in a hurry. And I think this is a game where you could see a start of something special from them. So I think Kansas City is going to handle their business. And I think, they're gonna win that game by at least 2 scores. Outside of that, I'm looking at it. Look, I would be remiss if I didn't get into Raiders Broncos. Not necessarily because I'm a Denver Bronco fan, but listen. We talked about the Raiders somewhat in depth, the former Raiders, because they're no longer ran by John Gruden. When John Gruden goes, and now I'm reading it. Well, actually, Mike Mayock, the general manager, well, he got promoted in a way because he's got final personnel decisions. How about that? The coach gets canned, and the GM is like, I have more power now, because you're not going to give, what you call him, the shoe shine dude, Rich Bus, whatever his name is. They got running the interim job. So, look, I'm looking at the Raiders, and I'm saying, how do you respond to this adversity? Because this is something like you don't see this very often. It's got to be some sort of a jolt to have your coach just, out of here. They were 3-0. They've lost 2 in a row. Now you get a division rival on the road. I believe this game's being played in Denver. So how do they respond? And, can they reestablish some rhythm, or is it too early, or is this, this is a situation that just unfolded this week. How much of a distraction has it been? It's got to be weighing on some of these guys. And do they have, the right group of, assistants to make this thing work? I can understand, no disrespect to Greg Olsen and Gus Bradley, but these are guys who, Bradley was the guy running Jacksonville for several years. Greg Olsen was his OC at one time. So I guess I can't blame Mark Davis for not wanting them in charge. So maybe Lakia is the guy for this one.
But okay, Mr. Chico Stick, so we gonna get this dude right that we never heard of. That he got 30 years of coaching experience. Blah 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 blah. Has he been a head coach?
I don't think so.
Gus Bradley might not was good at it, but he's been a head coach. And listen, you're the interim head coach. It ain't like you're the first selection from the owner and the GM. It is an unfortunate situation. We got to have a replacement. I just don't like them getting some dude that sound like expensive bread. I don't like it. I just don't like it. That's all I'm saying. Like, it don't make sense to me.
Well, in fairness, I mean, maybe these guys were too busy, like, clearing out their email account, to, give it that much thought. I'm just saying. So, I mean, I think, look, both Denver and both Las Vegas, they started 3-0. Both of them on 2-game losing streaks. I think it's a huge game for both teams if they want to make the playoffs. But I think I agree with you what you said before the show. I think the Raiders are done at this point. I think it's too much. I think this situation is too much to overcome when you talk about this big of a shakeup for this particular reason. I think Denver's going to win that game. And then the last one I'll get into very briefly is I think Buffalo, Tennessee. That's a compelling Monday night matchup. Tennessee, I think they're 3-2. I think they're leading the AFC South. But I think if I had to guess, something doesn't feel quite right with them. I'm not impressed with their defense. I think Ryan Tannehill is pretty underwhelming at this point. They've had some injuries in the receiving game. They do get Julio Jones back in this one. That's a big deal. But we know what this is about. This is about Derrick Henry. The NFL, the king of NFL rushing at this point. Let's not get it twisted. And the Buffalo Bill defense, number 1 against the run so far. So that's going to be a strength-on-strength matchup. And I think it's quite simple. If the Bills can, do a good job and limit Derrick Henry, which I know that's no small task, I think they're gonna win that game. If Derrick Henry has a big night, though, that can set up everything else because you're able to control the clock, limit Josh Allen possessions. Tennessee, that's a good enough, that's a well-coached football team. Mike Vrabel's done a heck of a job. So, but if Derrick, the best chance they have, Derrick Henry's got to run the ball. They got to sustain drives, stay in third and shorts. That's the formula for them. So that's an interesting one. I'm not even gonna pick that one. So we'll see how it shakes out. Over to you, brother.
All right, yeah. So the first game I'm gonna talk about, the Cincinnati Bengals going down to visit the Detroit Lions. I know you're saying the Bengals and the Lions. Is this guy serious?
You gonna have to tell me something.
Oh, I'm about to tell you something. I think here's the deal. Kneecaps, you gotta prove me right. I think Cincinnati goes down to Detroit and Kneecaps get his first win, man. Listen, here's the deal.
Yes.
He did his thing. He showed some emotion. I think this team really cares. Listen, the Lions are not good, but they're not out here getting just obliterated. I mean, I think they last, 2 games, I want to say, or maybe it was a game in between. It was like last second losses.
I think I saw a graphic to that point where like they're the first team ever or something to lose on 50-plus yard field goals in the same season at the buzzer. I think that's what I saw.
Right. So with that said, that lets you know the Lions can be competitive, and we did see them against Green Bay. They can be competitive when they want. I think Kneecaps, get them ready. Coming down to the Silver Dome, Ford Field, whatever. And either way, I think the Lions win this game. I know it's a 3.5. The Bengals are 3.5 point favorites as of now. So, and they probably even move to 4. I think before the game starts. However, I think the Lions win. Upset alert on that one. Then the second game I want to talk about the Los Angeles Chargers. Going to visit the Baltimore Ravens. I think this is going to be a barn burner, folks. They got this game. Baltimore 2.5 points favorites. And look, here's the deal. Lamar Jackson. So we've been saying Lamar got to pick it up in the passing. If he figure out the passing, he's going to be unstoppable. We know what he do with the legs. The Ravens need him to go to the next level and pick up the passing. Now, do you know Lamar Jackson is top 7 in most passing stats right now? He's actually passing the ball. And the Ravens seem to be a more dangerous team. Now, I'm going to be real. Up to this point, I think this is the most challenging game they have played thus far with the Chargers. The Chargers are phenomenal. Chargers are like 2 pieces away from being like a all the way around team here. I really like what they do. I mean, they rookies from last year. Then so I say they second-year players and they're rookies from this year. They didn't miss. Don't look like all of them hit. Slater, Asante Samuel. Then you had Derwin James when he got drafted. Then you got Herbert. Like I mean, they don't look like they missing down there in Los Angeles. They look like they drafting at a high level. So with that said, I think they got a defense that can give Lamar some problems when he gets to willing and dealing. I definitely think they pass rush. Listen, if Baltimore don't eat their Wheaties on the offensive line, that pass rush will give Lamar Jackson some problems. Listen, Bosa ain't playing out here, folks, and he gonna bring some guys with him. That will give Lamar some problems. But then on the flip side, I think the Ravens can give Herbert some problems. Here's the deal, though. Herbert, if you ask me, has more reliable weapons. The Ravens' run game is pathetic. You take Lamar Jackson out of that run game, it is downright pathetic. Latavius Murray might need to retire. That other guy, Williams, clearly he don't know that he's an NFL running back. And then you got Le'Veon Bell still on the practice squad. That just lets you know, they just don't. It's not it. Like their running game is.
What about Devontae Freeman?
Oh yeah, I thought you still with the Falcons. I forgot. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I'm not enamored with that running game, and I think they're gonna need a running game because what the Chargers bring in the pass rush game and how the Chargers. You can't just go in there one dimensional. I'm telling you, this is not the defense to do it. However, on the Chargers side, they do have a run game. Austin Eckler is doing very well back there, and he's a bad man out the backfield. So yeah, I'm gonna take. Also, even though they got the points on Lamar, I'm gonna take the Chargers in that one. I'm gonna take them to win straight up. And then I wanted the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. They got them 3.5. Going down to New England, 425 CBS. Oh yeah, and then for the third straight game, I'm taking the underdog. I think Mac Jones, man. Listen, as far as quarterbacks go, I think Mac Jones is clear cut the rookie of the year. And I think the only person he's really fighting against right now is Jamar Chase out from the Bengals. But I think the Cowboys going to go down there because here's the deal, right? You can move the ball on the Cowboys, and the Cowboys get a lot of turnovers. But I think sometimes we equate turnovers to good defense. I can understand that. But that don't mean they really stopping people. That just mean they cause a lot of turnovers. Well, the one thing Mac Jones is good at is, not turning over the ball so much and keeping drives alive and just doing the right thing. Mac Jones is not a flashy guy. He's not hey, I want the biggest play. I want to do this. He just plays within the game. I think if Mac Jones hold on to the ball like he can, and the Ravens, the Patriots, if the Patriots get that run game going like I think they can, I do think they can shorten this game to a point where the Cowboys going to get in a rhythm where they just going to have to pass. Kind of like what you said about the Cowboys in Week 1 against Tampa Bay, where it was so disproportionate with the pass and the run. We could get another one of those games. The only thing I would say is the Patriots defense probably don't strike fear into the Cowboys offense like that to make them so pass happy. But I do think the Patriots can shorten the game so much to where the Cowboys press a little bit and they do pass more than they actually have to because they think the game is like getting out of their way of what they want to do. So I'm going to take the Patriots. I think that's, I think New England gets them. I think the juices is still flowing in New England from Tom Brady returning home. I'm coming home. They ready. This is a 425 game, so it's not like they got to wait all night until the game gets started. So I'm going to take New England in that one. And then last but not least, I wanted to just hit on the Seattle Rustless Seahawks and the Pittsburgh, we need to get rid of Big Ben Steelers. Here's the deal. This game is intriguing on NBC just because we just don't know. Well, with Seattle, we kind of do know what we're going to get. We just don't know what we're going to get out of Pittsburgh. You don't know if Big Ben going to come to play consistently or not. If he does, this game is over by halftime probably. I mean, listen, I got it. NFL, professional, you got to show some respect. But the Seahawks haven't even shown themselves no respect. And the fact that you're going to try to get me to believe that Geno Smith is going to be the guy that holds the fort down while Jay, hold on, Jay. I got to ask you this. When have you seen a Geno Smith led team be good?
I think they were okay. West Virginia was okay when he was there.
Oh yeah,
You're talking about the NFL, I guess, though. So
I forgot about West Virginia.
I'm drawing a blank in the NFL circles.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping. So yeah, I'm looking at that. So I'm pretty sure the Steelers gonna take care of that one. They're more talented and they just got their stuff together a little. Not saying the Steelers are world beaters, but they got their stuff together a little more than the Seahawks. And I'm gonna be real here. I'm gonna just take this to the bank. I'm not taking Seattle serious no more until Russell Wilson come back and then somebody else show me something when he come back. I think the Seahawks are done this season. This is gonna probably be the
just to jump in on that game and just further illustrate why it's going to be tough for Seattle. The best thing about Seattle is Russell Wilson. The second best thing about Seattle is their
Russell
receivers. Well, yeah. Okay. So the third best thing is their receivers with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett in particular. When you have Russell Wilson down for the count for a little bit, that affects the receivers too. So now I don't see, Lockett and Metcalf being as effective when you have Geno Smith throwing the ball. And not only that, I believe Chris Carson's going to be out another game. So now your running game also is compromised. So Seattle might be looking pretty rough here for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think NBC might be a little mad on this one. They're gonna be like, "Listen, what the world? What are we? Hey, hey, y'all could have gave this to ESPN." But either way, those are the games I'm looking forward to. So let's see how that roll out.